Oh yeah, we're in the planning stages. I'm making a bench for my buffers. I'm gonna redo my buffing room, and I've ordered a second buffer, like my first buffer, the yellow one. So those two buffers are 22 inches wide, and the last buffer is not near as wide. I think it's 16, which is why there's more space here than here. So I'm going to have I'm going to have 6 buffing wheels at this station. It's going to be 16 inches deep, and my buffers bolt down to a 8-inch by 8-inch space, 8 foot long. It's going to be, I'm going to double, it's just going to be OSB, so I'm going to double it up, my 1/2 inch OSB, so it will be 1 inch or thereabouts. I don't even know if it's 1/2 inch OSB. It might be, I really don't know what it is. I'll have to look. And if it's not, what I'll do is I'll put OSB and plywood together. So it's going to be 30 inches tall. It's really short, but I have an office chair that I sit up against these buffers with, to buff with. And it's a low chair. So I just thought I would bring you up to speed. I'll take a good picture of this so you can pause it if you want to get a good look at the plans. But the next clip will be, I'll be out in the buffing room and I'll show you where it's going to go. Well, I got my stainless steel in, and I realized something when I got it. It will not fit a Texas Rumble. What was I thinking? It'll fit a swamp rat, and it will fit a Nessmuck. So, I mean, it would fit a Caddo, but my God, it's 1/4 inch thick. That's just too big for a Caddo. Anyway, so I think I may try and make a Nessmuck. I don't know, though. I haven't made a swamp rat in a while. You know what? I'm going to make a swamp rat on that. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, let me go show you my buffing room plans. Today is Sunday, and I'm giving my hands another day off from this sanding, and it's just, my hands are killing me. All right, as I mentioned, I have another one of these coming. That's great, but I need the 1 horse and the bigger wheels to get the hardest part of the buffing done, and that is used for the finishing end of the buffing. So, all this coming out of here. And it's 8 foot between them 2 windows, and that's where I'm putting that 8-foot bench right there. About that high, actually about 1.5 inches lower than that, which is perfect for office chair height. I won't be able to get to it today or anytime soon. I have 2 knives that I've got to make. A Caddo, and the man wants it blued. I've never blued a knife before. Ricky has. And a dinner skinner with my mosaic pins and desert ironwood. And I've got to order the desert ironwood. I haven't done it yet. Doesn't seem that far, but by the time I walk from there down here, I am out of breath. COPD is just, it's a curse. It is a curse. And sometimes I think I'm just on the verge of not being able to breathe. Okay, let me start my day. I'm actually going to the shop, the small engine shop, and I'm going to tinker with the riding lawnmower that I bought a while back, the Simplicity Broadmoor, and taking the deck off of it. I bought the thing just to pull a trailer around, and that's what I'm fixing to go do. Pull the deck off it and get it ready for trailer pulling duty. Remember when I said I was going to give my hands a little break and just go work on my garage today? Yeah, well, this stainless has been a burning hole in me. I just wanted to see what it looked like cut out. See, first of all, I wanted to see if I could cut it out on my bandsaw. And while it was harder than, 1084 carbon steel, I was able to cut it. I'm probably going to have to replace that blade because I do my rounds first, my curves, my radiuses. I do all them first. And then the last thing I do on these swamp rats is the spine. And towards the end here, I had really had to push to get it to finish cutting. So I'm probably going to have to change out that blade. No big deal. God, I hate that train. Yep. One more. There you go. Because nobody knows there's a train coming through town, and there's 2 arms, 1 on each side, so continue honking. Anyway, that's a swamp rat. That's stainless steel. That is one big honking knife. And I tell you, I'm going to do a full grind on this because it's so heavy, and I'm going to perforate the handle with holes to lighten up the handle. And this probably will cut the weight of this in half. I'm anxious to do this, but I have people that want knives, and that will be my little project. And if it comes out good, if the bevels come out good, and if I can polish the ever-loving crap out of this and make it look like a mirror, then I'm going to break down and put some of my very expensive wood on this. And some brass pins. And that's what I'm going to do from now on. If I use expensive wood, I'm going to use brass pins, because I don't want the mosaic pins to take away from the fancy wood. Okay, oh yeah, I still have one caddo that's not spoken for yet. And this is, it's not 1/4 inch, what is it? 7/32? I forget what it is, but it's not quite 1/4. But it's as thick as I want to make these caddos. And these caddos, because the meadow's so thick, I do a full grind on them too, with this steel. If I'm using the 1/8 inch, I do I come up about 1 1/4 inches with a grind. But anyway, that's not spoken for. This, I'm not even going to try to sell this until I have made it. This is my first time messing with stainless, so I got to make sure that I can heat treat it and temper it without warping. And there's 2 ways of tempering it. One way is to quench it and hope for the best, and the other way is to air quench it, but you got to put it between 2 blocks of metal and then hit it with compressed air and cool it that way. And then you have to temper it. I think I used the wrong word. You have to temper it in the oven 2-hour sessions with a cool down in between. Okay, now I'm going to my garage. Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to go out in my garage and work, and then I go outside and it's really windy and it's cold in my garage. And I keep saying I'm going to give my hands a rest today, but I'm not. So I got the bevels ground on the caddo here. This is the one that's going to be blued, satin finish blued. And I've got the dinner skinner bevels ground. And this is going to be a satin finish with desert ironwood and mosaic pins. And I've got this finish up to 120. I'm fixing to probably go to 180. Let's see. 180. No, I'll probably start at 220. I think I can rub these out. Here, I think I can rub these out with 220. We'll see. I'm going to go up to 600 or 800. Heat treat it temper it. I'm going to do this one at the same time. But probably not going to work a whole lot more today. And tomorrow I have the jury duty thing. I'm going to bring all the 5 knives that I have boxed up and ready to ship. I'll bring them with me tomorrow. And on the way home, I'll stop at the post office and ship them. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, you'll see this Monday morning. By the time you see this, I'll be waiting in line over in jury duty. Hacking and coughing and trying to breathe, and everybody's probably going to get away from me because it takes me a couple of hours to stop hacking and coughing in the morning. That's what COPD does, makes you cough, and it's what they call a productive cough, which is why my head is always stopped up. Because at night I have to sleep with a pressurized CPAP, and what it does is force everything that should be draining back up in your sinus cavities so you can breathe. Anyway, enough about that. I'm making knives. Life is good. See you tomorrow. Well, for a person who come out here to not do any work, I got a lot done. I got the bevels ground on a Dana Skinner and a Caddo, and I got them both sanded up to 320. I'm going to 500. Probably not tomorrow because I've got that jury duty. So this is David's. I think that's his name. Hold on one second. Yeah, it is. David's Dana Skinner. Ironwood handles. I don't have them yet. I got to order them. Mosaic pins. And this is Mark's. And he's up to 320. This is Mark's, and they both want satin finish. Mark wants his blued. And while I'm out tomorrow, I'll stop and get some gun blue. So, I got an awful lot done today for somebody who had no intention of coming out here and doing anything. And I got my stainless swamp rat cut out, drilled. That is just a massive piece of steel. I probably shouldn't have got 1/4 inch. And I'm not going to be able to perforate this to make it lighter like I thought I could, because I ruined a couple of drill bits trying to get through this stainless. That is some hard stuff right there. Okay. I'm calling it a day. It's about 4:30, 4:45. We will see you tomorrow.